Well, hi, my name is Dick, and I'd like to tell you the story about how I became interested in kettle moraine heating and air conditioning. And it all started out at a home improvement show in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Actually, it was the Home and Garden Show. And I fully was intending to go there and shop for a cultivator. Well, I stumbled upon the kettle moraine heating and air conditioning booth, and I met somebody by the name of Donna, who was a comfort specialist. And we just struck up a very casual conversation, and she started asking me some questions about my system. And I realized at the time that I had a pretty old system. It was about 22 years old, and a couple of my girls actually have asthma. And I realized I had a pretty old system. It probably wasn't very efficient, and it probably wasn't doing a lot of good for my girls with their asthma. So at the urging of Donna, I was convinced that I should probably set up an appointment. So I did, and in March, Donna and Bill came out to visit my house. And what was kind of neat is they were very folksy, just like myself. They asked a lot of questions. They got to know me. They got to know my kids just by a series of great questions. I'm in sales, and their approach was really needs-based selling, which I really appreciate because they were more interested in not talking about their company, not talking about what they have to sell, but it was all really about me and my needs. As we got to discussing my needs, they definitely honed in on my two girls that have asthma. And we talked about an air purification system and what that would mean to my kids. And then we talked about the age of my house, which is 22 years, and my system is as well. And Bill asked, how long has it been since you had your ducts cleaned? I said they'd never been cleaned. And through a series of questions, we kind of realized it would be good to have that done. So things led to things, and I was asked a series of questions about my house. Donna and Bill both went through my house. We looked at the air conditioner, we looked at the furnace, and we talked a lot about them. And we realized that the furnace was very old, and its life expectancy wasn't very long. And after filling out a questionnaire and talking to Bill and Donna a little bit further, I was convinced my system wasn't going to last very long. And what I really wanted to do was to make my two girls, my two young boys, as comfortable as possible. It's really all about them. And I wanted a system that was going to last. I've been in this house for about 15 years, and I don't intend on moving out. We like the neighborhood, we like our neighbors. So with that, I started thinking about a new system as a long-term investment. And that's exactly what Bill and Donna said it would be. So things led to things, and I was shown just how efficient the Lennox line would be for my house. And we went through and analyzed my needs and determined that a new system could benefit me greatly. Not only for the comfort of my kids and myself, but also for a much more efficient system. So we discussed a little bit more, and we were run a pricing proposal, and I agreed to do some business with kettle moraine heating and air conditioning. Several weeks after that, we had the installation done. Two gentlemen, Ryan and Greg. I was discussed about them, or told about them before they came, and I was told to make sure that you checked and they laid the floor covering to protect the floors. They wore the booties, and both Donna and Bill did that. And when Ryan and Greg came, they were just gentlemen. They were very concerned about doing the right kind of prep job. They laid down all the runners appropriately. They put on their little booties and really walked through the process with me before they started working at all. Really made me feel comfortable with them and made me feel comfortable about the process. About 2 weeks prior to that, I had my ducts cleaned, and Ryan and Greg then came to do the install. And during the install, they were nothing but pros. They kept me informed. I had to go into work for a meeting. They had one challenge downstairs with some of the duct work, and they had identified how they wanted to plumb it, and I just gave them the go-ahead to do so. But they did just a great job in my basement. They put a new air conditioner outside, and the only trepidation I had about this whole job was the sheer size of the air conditioner when I saw it at the Home and Garden Show. Well, after Ryan and Greg got done with their install, they showed me it, and it didn't look bad at all. And once it's outside, it looked just perfect. The one thing that I remember they said is, it's going to be so quiet, you're not going to believe it. And after they were done, we walked outside, we looked at everything, we inspected the furnace downstairs. Ryan and Greg helped me program my new thermostat, which works very well. And after they left, I just sat in quietness. I listened to the fan, and I go to myself, I think I made the right choice. And it took several weeks before it got warm, and the air conditioner kicked in. And that also is very quiet, and I can now enjoy my screen porch again, because the screen porch is right outside of my patio here, and we eat there quite a lot in the summer. And the old air conditioner used to bother us a lot. Well, the new one, you can hardly hear it at all when you're outside. So I think it's going to be a nice summer with the air conditioner. But all in all, it was a very professional job from the time I met Donna at the Home and Garden Show to her really getting to know me as a person. And then when Bill and Donna came to go through their needs-based selling approach, they really were more interested in me than selling a unit. And they really wanted to get to know me as a person. Bill and I connected because we both have families, we both have small children. Donna does as well. And we really kind of connected on a personal basis. And that's how I operate with my customers too. I really want to get to know them before I try to sell them something. So all in all, their approach to doing business, Kettle Moraine Heating and Air Conditioning, I can't say anything but they're the best. And I'm glad I partnered with them. Ryan and Greg did just a great job on the install. I would give them nothing but accolades. And they didn't leave before everything was clean. Everything was picked up. The house was spotless. In fact, I didn't even need to vacuum after they left. So they did a really nice job. They're true professionals. Kettle Moraine Heating and Air Conditioning, I'd recommend them highly. And I can't wait for a good hot summer to be running my air conditioner. What I'm noticing now about my units is the heating just seems so much more even. The house is more comfortable. I had some windows replaced in the front of my house, and the kids' bedrooms seem warmer. So I think all in all, the duct cleaning we had, the new heating unit we had put in, it's done a great job. It's going to be more efficient than what I had. And I think the air conditioning too is, my kids will be a little cooler sleeping this summer. So we're looking forward to a great summer. And thanks to Donna and Bill, Ryan and Greg, I'm a happy camper. Thanks.